Hey all, here at OS Reviews. So cheap true wireless earbuds have gotten really good recently, but they've reached a point of saturation in my opinion, where there isn't a huge difference between the pairs that we've been seeing. But the version here is a little bit interesting because the battery case has a built-in USB charging cable, which I've never seen before. This is by Dacom, it's the K6H Pro, and they sell for under 35 bucks. Sometimes goes on sale for only $20, which is extremely cheap. Uses again the latest Bluetooth 5.0 standard. The earbuds can last between 4 to 5 hours on a single charge, and with the battery case they claim to last for over 50 to 60 hours, which is pretty impressive considering the compact size. And we just have the Bluetooth version 5.0 stamped onto the back there. Then we've got just the instruction manual along with some spare silicone tips and the battery case itself inside of the second compartment. So if we take a closer look at the battery case, also pretty interesting because of its transparent acrylic top, which allows you to see through it. The battery case also has a dramatic red accent, which is the USB charging cable that's built on in. That means you don't have to bring along an additional micro USB or USB Type-C to charge this when on the road. Very convenient, but a slight downside that I found in my testing, I've already taken these out, is actually that the USB lip here is a little bit hard to remove. You can tell how this is the only tip that's a little bit recessed that you have to pull out. So what this comes down to, I think, is they could definitely improve the mechanism for the USB cable here just by making it maybe mechanical, that you can just press to pop up as opposed to having to pry using this tiny little arm. It's not quite as good in terms of the implementation, even though the idea I think is really clever. So anyways, it takes a bit of fiddling, but you can remove it, and it's actually a pretty long cable that you can plug into any standard laptop or wall charger. It's a mechanical lid as opposed to magnetic. Afterwards, you can tap on this key physically to begin charging the earbuds. The design of the earbuds themselves, you can see, are extremely compact and petite. They're made out of a shiny, glossy plastic material, but they're also pretty lightweight. There's a physical button on each side that you can tap on to do things like play and pause your music, answer, reject phone calls, silicone tip, which is actually two-layered, that provides some extra resistance when you are wearing them. They do fit in very snugly for my testing and didn't really feel like they were in risk of falling out anytime soon, even though they're lacking a larger wing on the outside, which, although the charging and the door are both mechanical, the earbuds are still magnetic, so they can be snapped into place from afar, and they are held into place pretty snugly. With that being said, I think attention to detail is a little bit missing because, as you can tell here, the logoing is a little bit strange. On the right side, it seems like it's properly aligned, but on the left side, it seems like it's printed upside down. Not sure if that's purposeful, but I do think that if they were on the same side, it would make a bit more sense. Moving to audio quality and performance, let's start with the pros. The technical audio quality is the best I've heard out of true wireless earbuds for only 35 bucks, period. I recently reviewed the AirDots, which I think are already pretty good, especially against more expensive competitors, but these sound even better. They have no distortion at all, so there's no hissing or static. If you turn the volume all the way down, it's completely clear, and they have the most bass I've ever heard out of true wireless earbuds. Already I've said that Bluetooth 5.0 true wireless earbuds typically have more bass than I usually expect out of something so small, but these take it onto a whole different level. If you're listening to EDM type music or something that's bass boosted, it almost rattles your ears. It feels like it's about to fall off just because of all the vibrations that you can feel. It's insane. So if you're a bass head, these are definitely the probably best mini true wireless earbuds, at least budget pairs, that I've come across yet. Latency is also very good, so there's very little lag between the video and the sound from watching something on YouTube, for example. You can play and pause a track, and everything is still going to keep up with the earbuds really well. Now the downside is I've actually come across a few instances where the left and the right side seem to not be paired when I remove them from the battery case. So actually right now, for example, you can see that the right side here is still flashing because it thinks it's a mono bud or independent, but the left side has already been connected to my phone. So I tried putting them back into the case, I tried turning them off and putting them back on again, but it still seems to be in the mono mode. Eventually, you'll definitely be able to get it to reset just by putting them back into the charging case maybe another few times, which is definitely a little bit tedious. It's a process that's not as convenient, not as seamless as some of the past pairs that we've seen. I'm not sure if that's a software issue or if it's more of a hardware issue, because on paper they're using the same Bluetooth chip, the same Bluetooth 5.0 technology as all the other pairs that we've seen before. But again, this company is pretty new to the audio space. This is one of their first true wireless pairs, so perhaps there's room for growth and they still need to iron out some of those wrinkles for the next generation. So that's more or less it as far as our hands-on review of the Dacom K6H Pro. These are true wireless earbuds for only $35 and under, super cheap, but also have a very interesting battery case that has an integrated USB charging cable. Again, a great idea, but the implementation for the plug here could be a little bit better because I find it to be too recessed, requires you to pry it a little bit with your nails to get it out. Battery life is also excellent, of getting over 60, sometimes 70 hours of playback before you need to recharge the battery case again, and the technical audio quality, especially bass, and the lack of distortion is some of the best I've heard out of sub $40 earbuds, even including wired pairs, which is really saying something. However, again, the connection between the left and right channels, not the connection between the earbuds and the phone, that's perfectly fine, also could use a bit of improvement. So it's some of the minor details in terms of the execution that can be refined, I think. But overall, as far as the first generation pair, I would say not bad, and for $35 it's forgivable. If you think that sound quality is the most impressive and important thing, then these are definitely worth a closer look. But if you want something that is the most seamless in terms of the experience, there might be better options on the market. So you can check out more details if interested in the links down below, but for now that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That's been the Dacom K6H Pro True Wireless Earbuds.